Hello and welcome to a very hot Bethan's kitchen and garden. Today I'm in the garden and I'm going to be doing some harvesting. So I'm going to start with the potatoes because who doesn't love a potato reveal? So let's get on with looking at how my first earlies are getting on. These are my first earlies. I've planted them in a bed this year. I normally grow them in pots. And we'll start with a couple at the front. I don't think I'm going to take them all out today, but I might take. Oh look, there's one there already that's turned yellow, green. So that's not that great, is it? Not a very good start. Right, what I'll do. Oh, here we are. Look, if I just pull back this wood chip, there's some under there. So what I'm going to do is move the wood chip so I can get down to the soil, and then I'll pull out the plant and I'll show you the plant being pulled out as I go. I've now removed some of the wood chip and I'm going to just pull the plant out, and hopefully most of the potatoes should come out with it. These are Duke of York. This is the first time I've grown these. Not looking too bad actually. Probably as always, doing things one-handed and filming can be a bit of a task. But let's see if there's any other ones there. There's the seed potato, completely used up. So I'm going to carry on and pull up another couple of plants because it gets quite addictive harvesting, doesn't it? You sort of like get into the groove and then before you know it you've harvested everything. But I'll bring you back when I've done the rest of this harvesting. So here is the harvest from 5 seed potatoes, or 5 potato plants, whichever way really you want to sort of think about it. And there's some good ones here. There's some quite big whoppers, and there's some smallish ones. So if I get a chance, I'll weigh it and I'll put the weight on the screen now. But I'll probably forget because I don't often weigh my veg. It sort of like tends to be picked and used straight away without me thinking about it. And over here, I've also got a couple of red onions that were in this bed, and they've started to bolt. So I dare say we'll use these up in a salad with the salad potatoes. So what's left in the bed now are 5 potato plants and then a few red onions dotted here and there. This one is doing really well because these ones were multi-sown, so they were sown in blocks of 4, so that's quite a decent size for a multi-sown one. And again, there's a few other multi-sown ones, and now I've moved the wood chip over to the tomatoes, so hopefully the tomatoes will start to fly away because the wood chip will lock in the moisture underneath, and with the heat at the moment, that's what we need. And while I'm on the theme of onions, I've got some overwintering onions. This is senshu that I think I'll harvest today because we're a bit short of onions. So I'll just take out the whole lot and see what we've got. So this is the shallot and onion bed. The garlic has gone from here. You might have seen that in a previous vlog. And again, this is elephant garlic that's bolted there, and I might take that out today. I haven't got much elephant garlic, but these are the senshu onions that I shall be taking out today. So I'll get on with that while there's still a bit of shade around this area, and I'll bring you back when I'm done. I'm doing a lot of that today, aren't I? So here they all are. out of the ground. There are various different sizes, but overall I think they're quite good. For once I'm quite happy with the harvest. It should keep us in onions for a couple of weeks. And I also pulled out the 2 elephant garlic that I had. I've never tried elephant garlic before, but I believe those little baubles or bulbils or whatever they're called, you can plant them, and then in the first year they'll grow into a clove, and then you can replant it in the second year. You should get your elephant garlic. So what I'll probably do is, there's about 3 or 4 on there, and there's 1 on there, and I'll plant them up, and then I'll probably buy more stock in for growing next winter, and hopefully we'll get some more elephant garlic in about 2 years' time. I've also discovered I had some more red onion in here. There was 4 here, but 2 of them have gone to seed. And then what's left in here now are shallots. So they seem to be splitting nice. So I don't know what size they're going to be, but we'll leave them in there for a little bit longer. I'll leave these on here to dry over today. And we forecast thunder and lightning tomorrow and storms. So I'm going to put them in my greenhouse to dry then. So I'll move them tonight. But for today they can just cure on top of the soil. So let's go and see what else there is to harvest. This bed at the front is predominantly onions and leeks. But I've got a couple of beetroot growing here, which was multi-sown. But there's a couple that are ready there. So I just twist it out, and there's a couple more there too. So here's the harvest, and there's just some sort of smaller size ones left now, which will hopefully grow on, and they might do a bit better now, as they won't be competing so much for water. Moving on now to the strawberry bed. You might have seen me put this in this year, and I've put in this smaller one since you last saw me update about that. So I've just removed the grate, and I'll just harvest a few of the strawberries from here, and then I'll harvest a few of the raspberries from up there. I think this front garden is a bit too warm for the fruit. It's getting mighty warm here, and the blueberries have not done very well so far. Maybe they just need a bit more water. But anyway, I'll get on with doing the harvesting of the soft fruit, and I'll show you how I'm getting on with it when it's done. Well, I just fed the chickens the beetroot tops, the leaves from the beetroot, which they really enjoy. And this is the harvest I got in return. That's right, Anwen, we got... Say hello, Anwen.
Hello.
We got 5 eggs from the chickens. This is the harvest of soft fruit from around the front, the raspberries, redcurrants and strawberries. And lastly, I'm going to harvest for the first time ever our cherry tree, which actually, out of all the trees that I moved this year, this is kind of the only one that's really done anything. I'll do an update on the trees in another vlog, as this one is going to be all about harvesting really. So yeah, I'll get it on with harvesting these cherries, and finally we'll just wander over to the pots and get a harvest of some lettuce. That's the cut and come again lettuce which we'll be taking. And just as I was harvesting those lettuce, I noticed some of the spring onions are ready. The spring onions are at the back and the leeks are at the front, baby leeks. So I'll just harvest a few spring onions for now. So these pots have been either really successful or not very successful at all. The radish more or less went to seed without us having anything from it because they just didn't form up. The carrots, well, they are sort of, if you go deeper, they have got a bit of carrot coming along. Those spring onions and leeks are doing really well. The turnips are not doing very well at all. The lettuce has done well, and this sort of cut and come again lettuce that I planted has done well too. So we'll add all this to the other harvest and see what we've got. So Anwen, what have we got overall for our harvest today?
Potatoes, all of these and those.
Oh, potatoes, all of these and those. Very common things to grow them. So we got some lettuce, haven't we? Some beetroot, eggs, the bolted onions, the other onions around the front that are drying in the sun. Those are our cherries. That's the first cherry harvest we've ever had, isn't it, Anwen?
Yeah.
What do you say about that?
Great job, lovely job.
Yeah, that's right. Lovely job, isn't it?
That's
And
when
then-
we put our thumbs up.
That's right. And then we've got some raspberries, strawberries, red currants, the potatoes, and the spring onions. Come on then, tell us.
Lovely job.
I couldn't have said it better myself.